Going Beyond is a presentation of Beyond Housing, helping entire communities become better places to live with RareGem Productions. Today's Going Beyond radio show is made possible by Commerce Bank.
We're going beyond.
Today on Going Beyond.
On today's show, we're going to talk about a new organization in the region called the 24-1 Kiwanis Club and some of the great things that they've been able to do. And more importantly, we have some young folks here who are going to tell about their experiences thanks to the 24-1 Kiwanis Club.
For me personally, I actually gained a lot of leadership skills because I am a naturally quiet person. For me to be able to lead such not a large group, but a group of my own, it actually showed that I could have leadership skills. But it was a big step for me, so I brought that back, and now I'm more, open.
I feel like if we had a key club at Normandy, it would kind of open up new opportunities, such as building friendships and bonds and becoming closer as a student body. We could probably strengthen our school because, like you said, we've been going through certain things. If we had something that can push us out there to actually come together, that would actually help.
Beyond Housing is going beyond.
That and more ahead today on Going Beyond with Chris Krehymeyer, right after this.
Hi there, I'm Agent Answers for Commerce Bank, and I'm crawling through the ventilation shaft of your office building. Actually, I'm not. That would be creepy. But I am constantly working behind the scenes to give customers the answers they need. Nearest restroom, end of the hall, take a right, third door on your left. Hungry? Lovely diner just around the corner. The Turkey Club is ridiculous. I'm also pretty helpful when it comes to finding you the right loan at Commerce Bank. In fact, I consider it my mission. Home equity loans, auto loans, mortgages, credit cards, whatever it is, Commerce will work to lower your payments and reduce fees so we can get you exactly what you want.
Agent Answers, we have a customer who'd like to finance a deck.
10-4, I'm on it.
It's a multi-level design with bamboo wood and a sandstone fireplace.
Interesting. That's the second one today. This is Commerce Bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. This tape will self-destruct in 5 seconds. Well, not really. That just felt like the right way to end this.
RareGem Productions proudly presenting the positive.
We're going beyond. Welcome to this edition of Going Beyond. I'm your host, Chris Krehymeyer, President and CEO of Beyond Housing. On today's show, we're going to talk about a new organization in the region called the 24-1 Kiwanis Club and some of the great things that they've been able to do. And more importantly, we have some young folks here who are going to tell about their experiences thanks to the 24-1 Kiwanis Club. Joining me on today's show, all from Normandy High School, we have Trinice Harris, Tanae Gales, Kayla Shields, and Brandy Hicks. Ladies, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so those who don't know exactly what the Kiwanis Club is, because quite frankly, I have heard of it, but I didn't know what it was, so I had to do a little Google research earlier today. Here's what the Kiwanis International is. It is a membership organization dedicated to serving children of the world. Today, there are over 600,000 members strong. They have put together last year over 18 million hours of volunteer service to their local communities and have raised over $100 million in the United States to provide the community service. So that's impressive numbers. It's great that we have one here in the 24-1 footprint. So let me give you the quick setup, and then I'll ask the ladies to tell me about their experiences. So the 24-1 Kiwanis Club, which is only about 2.5, 3 years old, which has board leadership from Tom George, the Chancellor of University of Missouri St. Louis, from Chief Randolph from the Northeast Fire District, and from Sheila Williams, a school board member of the Normandy School District, among others, sent these 4 young ladies to Kiwanis Camp. And in there, they learned a whole host of things. So I'm going to open up the mic to whoever wants to jump in and tell me a little bit about the experience you had when you were sent to the Kiwanis Camp and some of the things you learned, and more importantly, some of the things we want to talk about now that you come back home from the camp, and what do you want to do in your community?
Well, going to the Kiwanis...
And you are?
Oh, I'm Kayla Shields. Going to the Kiwanis Camp, we basically just did a lot of group. We learned about leadership and what it is to be a key leader, which is, by the way, a key leader is a servant leader, which means that we put the community first and others first before ourselves to help enhance and empower our community.
And where was the camp?
The camp was in
Bourbon, Missouri.
Bourbon, Missouri. And it drew kids from all over Missouri and Arkansas?
Yes.
And you 4 were from the St. Louis area plus one other person who went?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so can someone else tell me some of the things you did there and some of the things that you remember, but more importantly, what are we going to bring home to St. Louis and to the 24-1 footprint?
As we were there, we did a variety of activities as far as group building activities, and it was more involved around teamwork. So we did many activities that would increase our communication as far as communicating with each other, helping each other build and get better. as far as skills and everything else like that. And what we would like to bring home, Key Club organization at our own school of Normandy to build a better community for our school and around our area.
All right. Anybody else want to jump in on some of the things that they learned or did at the camp that haven't been talked about?
I'm Tanae Gales. I learned personally for myself how to go forth and be a leader because I was a Key Club leader of my own group. And so it helped me learn how to get my own group together, learn how to put in personal skills for myself. I brought home many friendships and things to bring home to my home personally and to my school. And I feel like things I can bring is ways to better our community, build up a better bond within us all.
Were you guys friends before you went?
Yes, actually. Me, Trinice, and Tanae are really close friends, and we love Brandy here like she's our little sister. And actually, our friendship is just really developed and kicked off from actually Kiwanis Club. That's when me and Brandy started getting closer.
So let's talk a little bit about, some of the things you did relative to what you thought you could do when you came home. I heard a little bit about some community projects that you guys worked on at the camp. Can somebody tell me a little bit about, some of the things you talked about at the camp that you wanted to bring back home?
Well, yeah, I actually was a student facilitator, too. I think that's what it's called, the head people of the groups. So basically, we had about 7 to 8
You seem really shy. I can see why they want you to do that.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but we basically had about 7 to 8 people in our group, and we had to come up with group projects such as missions that we wanted to do, plans to help and better and make our communities better. For instance, some people came up with ideas to create bills or something like that, to create... Yeah, for the food drives and so that the streets can get better, to improve the streets and all stuff like that. So we just did a lot of projects.
Right. So now that you've been to camp, and a couple of you have been to camp for 2 years now, so now you come back home, right? So you're not around all that energy and all that kind of structure to make sure that you guys, stay on task. So what are you guys doing now that you're back home? That now you got life and you got school and you got all the other stuff, but you learned some skills and you worked on some things. And so tell me about what happens next.
Well, the plan is to eventually have our own Key Club organization within the school. But for me personally, I actually gained a lot of leadership skills because I am a naturally quiet person. For me to be able to lead such not a large group, but a group of my own, it actually showed that I could have leadership skills. But it was a big step for me. So I brought that back, and now I'm more, open.
Fantastic. So Trinice, Tanae, and Kayla, you're all juniors at Normandy, and Brandy, you're a sophomore. All right. So you have this great leadership experience, right? You push your boundaries a little bit. You learn a little more about yourself and each other. So you come back home. Now you're at Normandy High School, and clearly we know that Normandy's been in the news, and regrettably not always for the most positive things. So now you come back home. School year starts. I heard it was a little chaotic, little beginning of school year. So tell me about the skills you've gotten and how they translate to what happens in your day-to-day life now at Normandy and in your communities as well, or what you want to do. Maybe I'm not suggesting you had to save the world overnight, but tell me a little bit about, the skills you learn and some of the things that you'd like to do in your community and in your school.
Well, as Trinice said, definitely the number one thing that we're working on to get is a Key Club of our own at the school.
And what will it take to make that happen?
Well, we would have to...
Need a sponsor?
Yeah, we need a sponsor, definitely.
And what does that mean?
Sponsor and...
Is that somebody like Chief Randolph who said he'll be willing to step up and say, I'll be the adult that will do that? All right. So we need a sponsor, and then what else?
We need a body.
Support
president team. And vice president, secretary.
There's 4 of y'all right here. That's president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer. I don't know how you separate those duties. There's folks listening now all throughout the St. Louis region. So if there's things that folks can do to help the Key Club come to fruition, maybe there's ways we can engage our listening audience to potentially help. But let me hang on to that. So let's talk a little bit more about what could a Key Club do at Normandy High School? What could the creation of this and the skills that you guys have gained, already had, and then gained some more from your experience? Well, what would you like to see happen at Normandy High School? And tonight we haven't heard from you in a while.
I feel like if we had a Key Club at Normandy, it would kind of open up new opportunities, such as building friendships and bonds and becoming closer as a student body. Because just as Brandy said, she didn't really know us personally, but when we came to the club together, we kind of formed a friendship through that. So I feel like if we did have that somehow, some way, come together more, I feel like we could probably strengthen our school because, like you said, we've been going through certain things. If we had something that can push us out there to actually come together, that would actually help.
If you guys could tell our listeners a couple things about Normandy that they didn't know, Because again, sadly, some folks only get stuff from the media, and typically they don't look for positive and good things all the time. They look for more negative stuff. So if you could tell our listeners one or two things that you think that they need to know about Normandy and about you guys and your peers as students at Normandy.
Well, one, Normandy is not as bad as the media portrays us. We have a lot of intelligent, destined students at our school, and I have some great peers that are really going to do great things in life. But, you know, when we're surrounded by so many negatives, it's hard to see the positives. So I ask that you all just don't give up on us, because we're still got a long way to go, but we're going to get there.
Tanae, Trinice, any other thoughts about, tell folks, you know, something about Normandy and the students of Normandy that they don't know?
Well, just like is what Kayla and Brandy said, I do ask that the people don't give up on us, because we do actually have many intelligent and determined students who are really trying to make something of themselves in life. And, you know, many of them want to be successful in things. However, I don't feel as though they have the support, you know, in order to push them further. Yeah, as far as everything else, we do have a great...
So let's talk about kind of each of you individually, kind of what do you think you want to do when you grow up, which is always a difficult question to ask. It took me a long time to figure that out. We'll start with the youngest. We'll start with Brandy. Any thoughts about things you may want to do when you leave Normandy, what you want to do? And you don't have to answer, because I didn't have an answer when I was a sophomore in high school. Okay, Kayla?
Well, my ultimate goal is to do something with psychology. I want to major in psychology. I'm intrigued by finding out why people act the way that they do and how they interact. But also, I'm a dancer. I actually just got a Dance Career Award from Dance St. Louis from doing ballet residency with Dance Theater of Harlem. So who knows, that might take me somewhere else.
Okay, that's exciting. Trinice?
I've had many goals that I would like to accomplish, and a lifelong one that I would like to do. As far as when I graduate from high school, I would plan to move to California, Los Angeles, and attend UCLA and major in dramatic arts.
So someone's quiet and shy. You're going to major in dramatic arts? Okay. And Tanae, how about you?
A long-term goal, well, becoming a short-term goal now, is to go to college, New York University, and major in dramatic and performing arts. I want to act and as well as produce my own type of creations.
Fantastic. How exciting is that? So a lot of great things in front of you. And again, do you think some of the stuff that you learned at the Kiwanis camp is going to help you guys along your journey?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, it helped me personally because, like, I have a main group of friends I always hang with, but when I got into that group, I had to kind of go on my own and stuff. So it kind of taught me or helped me be like, you know, I have to do stuff on my own, like be on my own at times and build new friendships with new people. And I feel like it helped me as well as being a leader, because what if I do want to become a CEO of my own businesses and stuff like that, I have to take initiative and be on my own.
As far as the career that I would like to pursue, which is acting, I feel as though the leadership camp did help me gain leadership skills and something that I would like to do, because in the business that I would like to do, you have to be more outspoken. So it's helping me get out of my comfort zone and be more outspoken.
That's a great thing to do in life. Get out of your comfort zone. Yeah. Are you guys comfortable talking about the Michael Brown tragedy in Ferguson? Because a lot of grown-ups are talking about it, and not too often do we get to hear from people your age about what your thoughts and perspective. And you don't have to. I'm just thinking out loud here, because obviously while I have you, I want to take advantage of your voice and your perspectives.
I didn't know Mike very personally. I remember like vaguely seeing him around the halls, but basically I don't really...
How about, let's say, not so much him personally if you didn't know him, but, you know, a lot of adults in the region are talking about a whole host of different kind of things, you know, particularly around community relationship with police or lack thereof. And some of that, are you guys comfortable talking a little bit about that from your perspective, what you've seen or what you've heard?
I don't want to say anything personally.
Okay.
I just want to say that all lives matter and Black lives matter. And I'm tired of seeing the killing and people dying for nothing, basically. So, I mean, we all got to come together because we all are one community, you know, so...
Is there anything you guys aren't hearing that adults are talking about? Because we adults want to talk a lot. Are there things that you haven't heard folks talking about in terms of, you know, what happens next, or how do we make things better, or how do we avoid, you know, another tragic situation like what happened with Michael Brown? Adults are talking about a lot of different things, you know, about what we do next. And I'm always interested in your perspectives, right? What do you think can and should be done to make things better so we don't have a repeat of that or anything like that in our community? So if we're around each other a little bit more, we have better opportunity to understand each other and not make assumptions about each other.
Yeah. And I just have one proposal, and that's just that if police officers are going to wear the cameras, then they should be on from the time that they clock in to the time it's time for them to go home.
Seems to make a lot of sense. Trinice Harris, Tanae Gales, Kayla Shields, Brandy Hicks, thank you guys so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Going Beyond.
Commerce Bank is the proud sponsor of today's Going Beyond radio show. Going Beyond is a presentation of Beyond Housing, helping entire communities become better places to live with RareGem Productions. Proudly promoting, presenting, and producing positive programming.
Neighborhood is where you live, and we want to keep it strong and vibrant. This is Chris Krehymeyer with Beyond Housing. We are going beyond.
Chris Krehymeyer, President and CEO of Beyond Housing. Located at 4156 Manchester, phone number 314-533-0600. The only organization in the St. Louis region that offers access to affordable housing. Wherever we work, our goal is to help transform people, families, and communities so that they achieve the skills, strategies, resources, and commitment to succeed for the long term. See our work at beyondhousing.org. Podcast for Going Beyond can be heard, downloaded, and shared by visiting hallelujah1600.com. Listed under the music tab, on demand. Going Beyond is another positive production of RareGem Productions.
Hi there. I'm Agent Answers for Commerce Bank, and I'm crawling through the ventilation shaft of your office building. Actually, I'm not. That would be creepy. But I am constantly working behind the scenes to give customers the answers they need. Nearest restroom? End of the hall, take a right, third door on your left. Hungry? Lovely diner just around the corner. The Turkey Club is ridiculous. I'm also pretty helpful when it comes to finding you the right loan at Commerce Bank. In fact, I consider it my mission. Home equity loans, auto loans, mortgages, credit cards, whatever it is, Commerce will work to lower your payments and reduce fees so we can get you exactly what you want.
Agent Answers, we have a customer who'd like to finance a deck.
10-4. I'm on it.
It's a multi-level design with bamboo wood and a sandstone fireplace.
Interesting. That's the second one today. This is Commerce Bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. This tape will self-destruct in 5 seconds. Well, not really. That just felt like the right way to end this.